Eddie, obviously not the result you wanted to Katie Taylor, but a rematch now does big business, no?
Yeah, but look, you know, I said before, it's like some people like talk about, oh, do you wish you would have got an easier fight? No, of course not. What do you want an easier fight for? What do you want a one-sided fight for? It's a 50-50 fight. You know, it's a very close fight. It was a great fight.
Yeah.
So, you know, Katie's got the rematch called. I don't think she'll be able to sleep, really, till she gets that fight and wins that fight, or tries to win that fight. It's going to be very tough. She did look like the smaller fighter in there tonight, and I thought Chantel edged a very close fight.
Do you ever get annoyed with the hypocrisy of boxing fans where they're like, oh, we want the best fights, but then when someone loses,
it's like, why'd you do that? It's like when Canelo boxed Bivol.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? It's like, because he wanted to challenge himself and take a risk.
It's obviously what we should be pushing for.
Yeah, of course.
No?
Even Conor, you know, Conor had a go at me after the Gary Cully fight. It's like, what'd you put him in with him for? I said, look, he should be beating him. Yeah, but he's a puncher. I said, oh, fucking hell. If you're a world-class fighter, you have to be beating people like that. You can't just fight bums, you know? So, you know, obviously there was 3 Irish fighters lost tonight. It's not ideal, but it will make for a bigger night on the return.
Would you still like to do that Craig Park fight? Do you think you have to take a step
for sure,
back?
but that was unbelievable, that atmosphere. I mean, there's nothing wrong with coming back here.
No.
You know, we did a huge gate tonight, did a huge gate for the rematch. But, of course, Croke Park will be special, but that was pretty special tonight.
There have been some suggestions that Katie is like starting to slow down in the last few fights. You know, have been big brawls and stuff. They're obviously amazing and exciting fights to watch. But do you think there's some credence in that, or do you think she just got the tactics wrong tonight and will be back with a win?
I thought she looked really tired, like in the first round. And I don't know if it was the week, the moment, the ring walk, but she looked really tired early. She actually got stronger as the fight went on, and was completely empty in the tank at the end of the fight. But yeah, I was surprised of how tired she looked so early. But Chantel was really consistent.
Yeah.
She was on the front foot. She was working the body well. She boxed really well.
Yeah. Was there an output problem for Katie as well early on? I mean, she got to the flurries towards the end of the fight.
Yeah, maybe. But I thought that, you know, the way that the fight was expected to go was Katie banks the early rounds, and actually Chantel banked the early rounds. You know, I thought after 4 rounds it was 3-1 to Chantel, and that I expected it to be the other way around with Chantel coming on like a train. But Katie was really tough and resilient. She actually dug in really well. But I think Chantel was deserved winner.
Katie Taylor's a champion.
Yeah.
And you know, we've seen people lose, and we see like AJ, right? He lost to Ruiz, wanted a rematch right away. You suspect that she'll stop at nothing to get this again.
She will want. I mean, even in the ring, the first thing she said after the fight was rematch. You know, it's the biggest fight in women's boxing, so we'll be definitely making that next.
What is it like watching a boxing fight with Conor McGregor next to you?
Fucking mental. I mean, it's great. He was passionate. I mean, you know, he's so passionate. Do you know what I mean? But you like that, you know, and his involvement was great. He was gutted. You know, he was gutted when Gary Cully lost. Gutted. And he was gutted when Katie Taylor lost. But, you know, he understands the game. And if you're in great fights, you can get beat.
I enjoyed, from our side, I could see you guys, the difference in energy between you both was quite amusing to me. You just seemed a little bit like subdued, and he was very excited. What sort of stuff was he saying to you about the fight and
really.
the show?
He was involved a lot with the Hogan fight, screaming and shouting. He was involved a lot with the Gary Cully fight and the Katie Taylor fight. But, you know, he just passion. Yeah. And I like it, you know, and I respect his support for the event. He's been a great addition to the promotion. And we look forward to working with Irish Stout and Tidal again.
Yeah, and last thing from me, you will confirm on camera that Tidal is the only way you were able to do that.
Do you know what? The weird thing is, right, as Tidal were sponsoring our event tonight, so, you know, I'm going to say good things anyway, but I have got a torn calf. Right? I ran a week ago and with a torn calf, and it went after 400 yards.
Yeah.
Before the 5K today, it was a slow one, 28 minutes, bang on. But I sprayed Tidal on my torn calf, and I completed the whole thing without even a niggle. And the worst thing is, I haven't even got any Tidal to take home.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure we
it's actually
stock
true,
up.